Hello. Howdy do. I thought I fixed the camera the way I wanted it, and then it was just a little bit off kilter, and the part of my brain that goes OCD was like, no. Like, not OCD, but you know what I mean. Hi! Ooh. There's so much going on right now in my little head. Just based on the vibes, based on the energy of the everything right now. It's not bad. It's not bad the way that it has been. It's just, like, the energy's just... It's a little sloppy. That's the word I'm gonna use. It's sloppy. And the boy needs attention, so everybody say hello to the boy. Hi, Onyx. Okay. Truly, I've been sitting here doing nothing. I mean, like, setting things up, but, like, not moving for like 10 minutes, and he did not want to sit in my lap, and I start talking and he wants to sit in my lap. I'm like, yes, you are the attention cat. This is what you do. I understand this. Hi, Vesta. Hi, Becca. Hi, Christina. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm glad you made it, Vesta. I will say, I wanted to point out, bright and early in this live, we have the reappearance of the traditional offering vessel. This is the mug that I gave Artemis some whiskey in a few months ago, and now Odin has whiskey. So, this is the traditional, if I'm gonna give an offering on live, this is the vessel that the offering will be in. I had to go, and I was like, I put away all the Christmas stuff, obviously, but I had to go and get it, because I was like, no, this bit needs to live. This bit needs to survive. I'm like, this has nothing to do with Loki. This might have a little bit to do with Hermes. I don't know, but I had already lit Hermes' candle before I went and did this, so maybe. But it is a whiskey kind of week. I have not had any whiskey today, but I have had whiskey this week. Whew, I am everything's so weird as a freelancer, where your weeks are structured so differently that, like, sometimes Friday doesn't matter that it's Friday. Sometimes you're working on Saturday. Sometimes you don't have any work to do on Tuesday. Like, whatever. This is a week where I am fully on the TGIF train. I've gotten a lot of work, and I've gotten a lot of work done, and that's great. But boy, am I tired. So I was like, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna give Odin whiskey and snowman mug. What else everybody was so amused last week by me calling him old man. I have not yet called him old man today, but when I light everybody's candles, I tend to have, like, they're not scripts, right? They're not set things that I say every time, but I say, like, similar things. So I've said for Hermes multiple times, and I've said it on live, like, hi ho Hermes, like, it's Hermes time, like, shit like that. It's clobbering time, it's Hermes time. Yes, I digress. But the thing that I felt compelled to say when lighting Odin's candles today was just, Odin. Odin. And that's the kind of energy that we entered with today when it comes to this particular deity. And that's obvious. This is not where his candle has been living. He actually, his candle has been living by the whiskey. But yeah, it's just, yeah, the vibes are just so weird. There's just so much going on. They're just like, we are not taking this serious. Like I said, every interaction, I don't think I've had, that's not true. I was going to say I haven't had any serious interactions with Odin. I have. He can be serious. He just doesn't, like, want to be. He wants to be jokey grandpa, which is why I call him grandpa. And I've told you guys this before, too. I call Michael, Archangel Michael, I call Michael Coach sometimes. I haven't been doing as much recently. But just, like, the ones that will be, like, chill with the joke, I love a joke. I love a joking reference to a ultimately rather divine power of some sort or another. Uh, Odin is the coolest vibe. Odin is... He's somewhere between rock and roll uncle and pervy old grandpa. He's like, he rides that line pretty well. I mean, what? Who said that? It's fine. You're Odin. You know, you do whatever you do. I'm not judging. You're gonna. It's fine. It's been a red wine week. Also fair. Ironically, I've not had red wine this week. I actually usually do have red wine at least like once or twice a week. I think that's just been replaced by the whiskey this time. I've had white wine. This is not relevant information. You guys don't need to know how much of what color of wine I've had, but I just, you know. Yes, Odin is the kind of grandpa that you kind of need. He's the kind of grandpa that, like, you, if you didn't have that kind of grandpa, you kind of wish you did, even though they're also slightly problematic. Like, it's hard not to like the guy. That's Odin's vibe to me, in my interpretation. I feel it's so fun because this is, again, I don't work with Odin. Like, I like to come back to this every couple times that I talk about deity stuff, where the relationship that I have with all of the deities that, like, have candles that I give offerings to and everything, they're not all working relationships. Odin and I don't do shit together, but basically hang out. Like, like, I give him offerings. We might talk a little bit. Maybe he makes me laugh. Maybe I make myself laugh. And, like, that's... And, like, if I channel something, I channel something. But, like, that's not guaranteed. Like, this is what the relationship that you guys see that I have with Odin, giving him whiskey in the traditional snowman mug offering cup, it is the relationship that I have with Odin. So just to make that clear, we don't work together. He doesn't even work here. This is what this is. Okay, my laughing and my rambunctiousness scared the other kitten away. That's fine. Christina, I don't want to know what you call Michael. Michael's fine. He's not mean. Some of the people who work for Michael suck. I'll say it again. I've said it out loud before, probably not on live. Some of the, like, entities and angels and shit that work under Michael, not the best. Not my favorite. But Michael's pretty chill. He's fine. Oh, you had a day off back? That's great. This would have been a good day to have off. I don't think it won't matter to her that I say this. I was talking to Kayla earlier, and this was one of those days where she wasn't off work, but, like, very little work got done because also allergies and all this stuff, and she was just feeling bad, so she, like... But this was just... I also got less work done today than I've gotten the rest of the week because the rest of the week has been, like, go, 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 go. Today was just a slightly less work than usual kind of day, I guess. Okay, you're good now. That's good. Loki's new alternate overlooks Odin's chair that Odin claimed. It's hilarious. Good. I can't imagine, like, Loki came from somebody. That was gross. Oh my god. Loki came from somebody, and one of those somebodies is Odin, so whatever their relationship is, what that is. Excuse me. Body failure. Start talking about Loki, immediately choke on water, and just sputter and die. It's fine. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can tell, I am really wiped this time. This may not be an hour-long live. Oh, fuck. Live first, I have hiccups. This is... I told Hermes, too, I was like, do your thing, entertain the people, hopefully not too badly at my expense. And I'm not saying that Hermes gave me hiccups, but I am saying that I told Hermes he could have fun today, and I am slightly regretting that. Teachers counting down the school year. Good. Everybody, all the teacher peoples, y'all need a break. I know y'all need a break. Yes, eyelid. I actually did think about doing a sigil tonight instead, but I just couldn't I couldn't pull. I was just saying, it's been a crazy work week, so I haven't had the spare energy to be like, what should the sigil be? It doesn't take that long to pull it together, but I was just like, I don't want to do it half-assed. I'm just gonna do this, and now I'm sitting here hiccuping, and Odin has snowman whiskey, and it's, yeah, so, hi! I did bring the cards today. I was thinking about possibly doing some quick readings. Excuse me. Excuse me. I can't do any readings if I don't stop hiccuping. That's gonna be... I mean, I guess hiccuping during tarot readings would be kind of funny, but also I know that would get annoying. I am like almost... Like I'm not... I was gonna say I'm almost delirious right now. I'm totally not. I'm fine. I'm just... The energy of this week has been crazy, and the energy since I started this live has already gone in such a weird direction. Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the thing. The psychic hiccups. As far as I can tell, they're human hiccups. I don't think that I inherited them from anybody nearby, but I do. Excuse me. I do think I'm gonna ground here for a second. So, anybody who wants to take a minute with me, and we'll just do a couple grounding breaths. I'll try and like lead it like I'm leading a guided meditation, maybe. But I also just need to take a minute for a sec. Okay. Excuse me. Actually, this is reminding me. There's something that I was going to do before this live that I forgot to, like, energetically. Excuse me. So maybe I can just lead you guys through that as well, and we'll just see how everybody feels doing it. I've never led other people in doing this. I've recommended this exercise. I think I've even recommended this exercise on live before. But it feels like the kind of thing that I need to do right now. So why not just, like, do it with you guys? I agree. How dare my human body have human hiccups? It's truly devastating. I feel utterly betrayed. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's do grounding. Let's go. Let's ground. Me hyping myself up to ground. Okay. Man, I was gonna put my hands together. I'm like, no, I'm putting my hands flat on the ground. Also, because I'm sitting crisscross and I can't put my feet flat on the ground. Okay. So, if you're in a chair, feet on the ground flat. If you're on the ground, I guess put your hands on the ground flat, because that's what I did. And it is helping. And we're gonna take a deep breath in. Hold it for a second. And out. Okay. Again, deep breath in. Hold. 2, 3. Out. Okay. Now I'm gonna put my hands together for a second. Oh, hello, kitten, once again. And I know I've showed you guys this before. I'm going to do my little hand gesture that I do that's partially foregrounding. So I'm going to go down, up, down. That's me literally pushing my energy into the ground, pulling it back up, sending it all the way as far up as I can reach, and then sending it as far down as I can reach. So that's what I'm about to do. So. And then this is kind of a clearing step. I'm just like checking balance with my own hand a little bit. Feels balanced. I'm gonna do one more breath out with sort of that intention of just pushing off that extra junk. Shake it off a bit. Okay, and now I'm gonna put my own shield sort of back up. Doing that. Alright. And I'm gonna quickly reset/refresh my space here so you guys don't have to do this part, but this is how I do this. You guys have seen me do this before. Hi, I'm back. Wow, that took like 4 minutes. That's fine. I say to my students, how dare you hurt me? I don't know. Oh, I feel better. And I don't know if I want to say anything about the hiccups. But I just did, and I don't currently have them, so I appreciate that. All right, I'll take it. Yep. I do. The thing of, like, the energetic hiccups, the psychic hiccups, I don't think about it. It's fair. I do have the, like, when I release energy, sometimes I'll, like, burp or whatever. But I don't usually have hiccups like that. But the fact that all it took was a little bit of breathing and a sort of grounding meditation thing for a second for the hiccups to be gone. Okay, maybe. Okay, and so, but that was not the little exercise that I was saying that I want to do. So I want to go ahead and do another little exercise here. This is just becoming energy maintenance workshop with Matt today, apparently. Because I needed to do more energy maintenance before I turned the camera on. I forgot. So what this is going to be, I did learn this from a Reiki person. I don't know if this is technically from a Reiki tradition of any sort, but it's just kind of good energy work hygiene. I'm trying to think if I want to do the whole thing, because it is kind of, in the Reiki context, they're doing it at, like, the 7 chakra points, right? So it's the third eye and the throat and the normal chakras. But as y'all know, I have beef with the 7 chakra system. So I usually do it a little bit differently. I think for the sake of what we're going to do right now, I'm going to do it in 3 pieces. So I'm going to do head, heart, and gut. This is actually, I don't know if I've talked about this. I think I did when I went on my whole chakra rant. I started working with, like, just focusing on 3 energy centers being head, heart, and gut. And that got me through for years. That was all I needed. I did not need... I'm not hating on anybody who uses the 7 chakra system. I use it sometimes. It's just not the only way. And it's definitely new agey, kind of appropriated. Okay. Disclaimer over. Exercise time. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to breathe. Do you want to do up and down, or... Let's just do down. Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll make it fun. This is making it fun for me. This doesn't change anything for you guys. So I'm gonna breathe the energy, or yeah, well, it is energy. I'm going to breathe, visualizing just like a silver stream of light coming into this like general head space. Then we're going to breathe out and radiate it out like a ring, like Saturn's rings, right? Radiating out from the head. Breathe back in, pull it back in. And then back in and then out and back up. Should we do down? I don't normally do it in this 3-step. I normally do either the full one or I just do it all at once. Let's go ahead and send it down. Okay, so energy down from here, out, in, down. We're going to do the exact same thing for heart and gut. Yeah, we're going to do the exact same thing. I said we were going to make it fun. We're not going to make it fun. We're going to keep it simple. Okay. All right. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy down into your head. Okay. In. Out. In. Down. You guys don't have to do those hand gestures, but that's me illustrating for everybody else. I'm gonna do that one more time just at the head, because so in, out, and I'm pushing as far out as I can go. In, and down. Deep into the ground. Good. All right. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing in the heart space. Honestly, the colors always change for me. I don't even have to change them. So if the color changes for you, that's fine. If the color stays that sort of silvery white, that's also fine. Whatever works for you. All right. Breathe in. Radiate out. Back in. Push down. Okay, and we're going to do it again, same space. So, down, in. Out. In. Back down into the earth. All right, and exact same thing in the gut 2 times, since that's what we did for the other 2. Okay, down and in. Out. Back in. And down. Again. Down from the sky and in. Out. In. And down. Excuse me. I just said the thing about the energy. When I release energy, I tend to burp, and then I burped after the breathing. So there, that's like an actual like proper energy maintenance thing that I'll do to just kind of like move everything around and clear it out. I will say it is more effective if you do it all the way through. So like if you do all of the 7 chakras is plenty. I literally usually do the 7 chakras all at once, where I just breathe into all of them, radiate all of them out, bring all of them back in, and then release it again. I'm gonna do a little tiny thing just to literally like sweep some of the energy below me away and sort of push that back up a little bit. Like the energy doesn't need me. Energy that I got from the sky and put in the earth does not need me to rotate it back up. It's gonna work itself out, but it doesn't hurt to just sort of realistically, honestly, if you're doing the entire exercise, I would kind of want to do that whole same thing back in reverse and put the energy back up that way, put the energy back up, whatever, recycle it. It's all about energy flow, right? So it's not so much about where you are taking the energy from and where you are putting it. It's about getting the energy in your body and out of it. And the rest of it's just going to happen. Like energy always just happens. So much energy happens all the time that we don't fuck with it all. And it just happens and it works out fine. So if we fuck with it a little bit, it'll also be fine. Right. I don't even necessarily even think anybody was worried about that, but I don't know. Disclaimer, I guess. I will say, drink some water if you've got some water. That is a big thing, especially with Reiki. Pretty much every Reiki person will tell you after you've done Reiki or had Reiki, drink water. I think that's realistically just a good move with any type of energy work at all. Like, that is one that I got from a Reiki tradition. I am attuned to, like, whatever Reiki 1, technically, even though I have... This is the whole thing. I have, like, an energy... I've talked about this. This is not a thing that I have any resources or any academic information to back myself up or anything. Like, energy healing is not my thing that I teach and is not my thing that I, like, do professionally in this space. So I try not to get too deep into it because there are people who are better at explaining it, who have resources, who have all of that stuff. But I do energy work. I have some stuff that comes from Reiki. I have some stuff that's all from my own meditations and from my own practices and from my own entities that I speak to and yada, 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 yada. So everything I do for energy work is not necessarily Reiki, is not necessarily like the best practice for everybody, but it's just kind of what you do. It's what I do. It works for me. So that's one that I got from Reiki. I'm usually using some amount of Reiki energy to do that. If you're not attuned to Reiki, it's fine. It works without it. You don't need to be attuned to Reiki to be able to do that kind of work. So I digress. The last one was a peach color. That's cool. Yeah. It is funny because, again, without going on my whole 7 chakra rant, I do find that some of it tends to be relatively consistent, right? Like the solar plexus kind of area being that like yellowy orange is pretty consistent, and the like root chakra area being that sort of like red or like darker color, probably if it needs a little bit of work, stuff like that. So like that whole sort of gut region does tend to be somewhere in the like orange, red, yellow, peach kind of space, the warm colors. So it's not necessarily that it needs to be one color or another, or that the colors mean exactly what people say they mean when they're talking about and like teaching the 7 chakra system. Although that's not. I'm really trying not to go on the rant right now because I've gone on the rant before, and it's possible I would hit a couple of things that I haven't said before, but I really just don't need to go through that whole thing right now. But yeah, so it's cool. That makes sense to me. That's the kind of like the color of that the energy would have been for you. So, yay, fun. I pictured flowers blooming. Love that. I am partial to plant stuff in my energy work. I've talked about I have a shield that's like a honeysuckle bush. There is a lot of the people who will talk about chakras and teach about them and everything will use flowers as like a metaphor for them. We'll use that flowers as an illustration for them. In addition to this just like generally spinning vortex of energy, right? So that makes a lot of sense. And that's a lovely visualization to use if you're ever doing work like this. So how does everybody feel? How do y'all feel after doing that? Did that feel like nice? Did it feel like boring? I don't know. How are you guys doing? I feel so much more chill. I needed to be more chill. But not that I don't love the slightly unhinged vibe when the slightly unhinged vibe is unhinging, but just for the sake of my own sanity and how crazy this week has been, I needed the chill. So it became a let's all chill out and do energy work time on the live today. Yeah, okay. So I can talk about the colors on the chakras a little bit. My personal belief around this is not that the chakras are always the same colors, but when people teach the 7 chakra system, they have colors assigned to them. So the root chakra is red, the solar plexus is yellow, the heart is green, the throat is blue, the third eye is violet, I believe, because then there's also the crown is like white or violet. So they have assigned colors through that system. I don't think your chakras need to be those colors that version of the system prescribes and says that they will be. You can intentionally change the colors. You can unintentionally change the colors. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything is wrong if someone looks at it and it's not that color, although it might mean that there's something to look at. Like there might be a reason it's not that color, but it's not necessarily a problem if it's not. And from my viewpoint, again, I'm not an energy healer per se in any formal terms, but if your heart chakra is not green, I wouldn't freak out. There is something to be said about if you're going to use the 7 chakra system, it does work. It definitely does. I have beef with how it got to be the way that it is, but that doesn't mean that it's an invalid system. So, because that's what a lot of New Age spirituality uses, and it was like, based in Kundalini yoga, but it's not like, it's just a weird mixed up history. I would have to read up on it again to like speak on it in more confidence, but it's just like, those are totally not the colors I saw in my head. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really think that they should all be those colors, to be completely honest. I think it's one of those things that will and should depend person to person because our energies are so different. This may be partially like my art brain talking a little bit as well, but I'm of the personal opinion, in the same way that like we can all look at a thing and agree that it's red, but we don't actually know that we're all seeing the same color. Like, we are receiving the same wavelength, but we have no way of proving that we're all perceiving that color as the same thing. Like, we know that wavelength equals the thing we call red, but we can't be sure that what I call red doesn't, and what you call red, both look like the way I see it, right? So that's kind of the logic that I apply to the energy, like, I almost said energy physics. It's not really energy, like bioenergetics, if you want to make it sound fancy. I'm sure there's a ton of You could probably Google that and find a lot of bad information because it sounds fancy and people like things that sound fancy. And maybe there's some good information there too. I don't fucking know. I will say one of the people who I find the most interesting in terms of energy work and energy bodies and all this stuff, Lynn McTaggart has some really good books. I guess that's not specifically energy bodies. That's more about the main one's called The Intention Experiment. I read her books. I read one of her books at the same time that I was reading. I forget what this one is called. There's a huge energy healing like modality book written by Cindy Dale that talks about chakras, that talks about meridians, that talks about like all kinds of shit. So I was reading those two books at the same time. So I do think Lynn McTaggart has some really good sort of energy physics, like the way that energy and intention moves and acts. I think she explains that really well, and she has a number of books on that topic. So it's not necessarily about energy work in the personal body, but it's just about like energy being energy, and intention being intention, and how magic works, right? So I like that. I like her books. But yeah, it's not. I guess it's a little bit of a change. It's not directly chakra stuff, but I'm glad you feel better, Vesta. I'm really glad that it helped. Yeah, no, feeling more chill and feeling better can be the same thing. Yeah. ADHD type that. Told I'm supposed to see something. My brain's like, nope, we're going. Yeah, no. What Christina said, that's how I am. I'm like, no, you tell me it has to be this, and I say no. But then if I actually look at it energetically, I can be like, oh, okay, no, I see what you mean, right? Like I'm not so defiant that if you tell me it's supposed to be green and I see green, I'm gonna say that's not green. But I will, if you tell me it has to be a way, I will fight you. I will be like, it does not have to be that way because. And I'm like, oh, but it is. I guess sometimes it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I've probably watched that same Vsauce video. Okay, I said that I was gonna maybe do cards. We've only got like 4 people here, assuming that count is right. I'm trying to think if I have the energy is the only thing. Do I have the energy to give good reads right now? Like just quick. I guess I could do 1 cards. I can do 1 card readings. The cat will be mad because she will not want to move. Because I'm just like, I am fading. We're 40 minutes in and I'm fading. So let's do, if anybody wants a 1 card first, look at this cat. Because I had to move her, so I figured I would give her some affection. So y'all know how, like, I know it's been a while since I've done any live reads, and there's a reason I don't usually do live reads, not because they don't work or because they're even that hard, but just because it's not usually the vibe that I'm going for. Like, I'm not trying to make it a little vendor fair on the live, but no judgment, obviously, to anybody who does it that way. Isn't she a sweetheart? Her name's Dusk. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. I'm here. I'm feeling it now. I got the cards out, and I'm like, oh, now I'm good. Okay. So, I know we're doing one for Christina. Does anybody else want a 1 card? While I just quickly wake everything up. I guess we have 2 Christinas now. Hi. No rocked tracks, only kitty litter. I know, she was so settled and cozy, but I was like, I can't read if she's here. Also, having the settled and cozy kittens, as much as I love them, makes it hard to do things. It was making me sleepier, which I only have realized after she has left my lap. Okay. Christina, Vesta, Becca. Got it. Oh my gosh, and now it says I have 7 viewers? That's... Did I just talk myself into doing it? And it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I know that counter's never right anyway. It's all good. Okay, so Christina first. And y'all know I'm never tuning into your stuff without permission, but since I don't have a live feed directly to your face to say, yes, I'm good, I'm assuming you saying you want a reading is you consenting to be tuning into your energy right now. I know I've done a million readings for Christina anyway, so I know she doesn't care. Okay. Alright. What's popping up? What do we got? Ten of Pentacles. Alright. So, and again, I know most of you have had readings from me, so you'll hear some of the same keywords and stuff that I always say, but Ten of Pentacles is one of those, like, I mean, it's literally, it's a prosperity card, for sure. It's a literal, like, treasure hoard, right? With its little, see a rat? Yeah, it's little, like, rat mouse custodian there who's, I call him a custodian. Maybe he's just trying to take a couple gold coins away, but that's fine because you got a whole box right there. So it's definitely a prosperity, like, you know, and we know prosperity is not always, and the kitten is back crawling through the chair. Hello, baby girl. So I'm assuming that's going to be some kind of general prosperity in the next couple days. It does feel like money. Honestly, it feels like somebody paying you back. I don't know if anybody owes you money, but that's the vibe that I get. It's like, it feels like somebody who owes you like $50 from like 2 years ago is finally going to pay you back. Or from last weekend. I don't know. I shouldn't put timelines on things because that's so hard to actually read with tarot, especially with a really quick reading like this. But isn't it a nice looking card? Yeah. That's what I'm getting out of that. I'm getting more stuff, but I'm trying to keep it short. So I'm like, we'll leave it at that for now. It might not even be money, right? Like, it might just be somebody who owes you a favor, pays you back with another favor kind of thing. It just feels like you're getting some kind of, probably over the weekend, you're getting some kind of payback for something you did for somebody forever ago that they owe you for. So we'll take it. This is the Gilded Tarot, I believe, is the one. I infamously always forget the name of my tarot deck, and my friend had to start keeping up with it for me. And now I'm just like, let me just Google it real quick to make sure I'm right, because I never remember the name. I'm pretty sure that's correct, though, Gilded Tarot. Yes, that's the one. It's my favorite. It came from a little, like, Llewellyn How to Read Tarot box. But I got it, like, about 10 years ago now. A friend bought it for me, and I love this deck so terribly much. It's still my main deck. I have others right here, but this is just the one that I always use. Okay, so, sound good, Christina? Good. Okay. Alrighty. Who was next? I think it was either Vesta or Becca next. I think it was Vesta. Yes. Alrighty. Cut that end connection off. Alrighty, and Vesta time. Hello to your guides and such and things. Hello, peoples. Is this... I didn't even... I just got the connection. Is this the card we're reading? No. Okay. I was like, normally if it falls out, I read it, but like, that was too fast. Thank you, Vesta. She is a great friend indeed. It's the we all definitely have ADHD, and some of us remember certain things better than others, and so she remembers the name of my tarot deck that I always forget. Because people always ask me, because it is a beautiful deck, so people ask sometimes, and you'd think I'd be able to remember. So she's heard me answer that question a dozen times, and so she just remembers even when I forget. But I remembered this time. It's okay. 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 What do we got? Oop. Hold on. Okay, I didn't specify. We're doing one card, folks. Don't. This always happens in readings. If I don't specify how many cards, they just give me a ton. Okay. So. Okay. Okay, fuck it. Vesta gets 2 because 2 happened. Oh, really? Nice. Llewellyn is prolific with their tarot decks, I gotta say. Okay. So we got the 2 of Pentacles and the Star inverted. I'm gonna go super... Especially because you got 2, I'm gonna try and go super quick and just mush this together. It is balancing act right now, especially, I know it is, like, getting near the end of the school year, so I like, actually just know that about your life. There's always... Okay, sorry, cat is being distracting. Hello, cat. We're doing reads. I'm trying to do 1 cards, but Vesta got 2 cards. That's what's happening. So yes. Balancing. This feels more like balancing tasks than balancing money. Although that's probably also happening right now, to be honest. I think we've got our... One of my favorite things about this card is that, like, ship in the background. So it just feels like a bit of a looming project, probably. Like, you kind of got your hands full balancing things, but you're doing okay. There's just something coming up behind you. Not too big, nothing to really, really worry about. Just keep your eyes open, especially as, like, one thing starts to end, and then we move into the next round of stuff. Next round of stuff, meaning, like, next period of the year, after school ends and everything else. Probably something else coming up just to keep an eye out for. Especially, like, if you've already been planning on something, it's just that, like, keep it in the back of your mind, start planning now. It's that kind of thing. If you don't know what it is, something will come up, you'll handle it. It'll be okay. The Star inverted on that does feel like it's giving a little bit of, like, obscuration is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's not the pretty word for it. It's slightly occluded, but it's a good thing. It is, like, one of my favorite things with the Star card is it's really heavy on, like, that, like, magic and inspiration kind of feeling. So the fact that it's inverted does just feel like there's probably more. That's not what I want to say. I was going to say more to it. It's not that there's more to it. I think it will have more impact than you realize. That's what it is. Okay, so that's our dealio. You don't have to do anything, Lid. I'm just doing 1 cards because I feel like it. So you are consider yourself on the list. Okay, so feel good, Vesta. I know I say feel good. We're only doing 1 card and you got 2, so I'm sure it's fine. We're good. It was really they could not decide, and I was just like, okay, that's fine. We'll just do this then. And it's not, like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's your guides. You have one particular guide who was, like, pushing. I know. It's one of the ones that I've talked to before, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine. I won't get too fussy about that. Nothing to worry about. All right. And cut that off. So we got Rebecca up next. And just checking real quick, Rebecca, you are still here, right? I haven't seen you popping up in the chat for today. Yeah, there you are. Okay, cool. You know, people ask a lot if you can answer the question. Okay. Cool. It's fine. Honestly, everybody's guides are pushy. I didn't actually tune in to Rebecca yet because I was just there you are. Hi. I was just like waiting for a second to get the thing, so I didn't actually tune in yet. I was just shuffling mindlessly, and I said everyone's guides are pushy a little bit, and then the Hierophant came out. Also, R.I.P. Pope Francis, I guess. Anyway. That was good. That was the everyone's guides are pushy. Here's the Pope. Okay, so yes, ground back down for a second. Sorry. And Rebecca, there you are. Okay, cool. Alrighty, one card. One card, please and thank you, Spirit Guides. The cat has decided she will be in my lap regardless of me shuffling my cards, which is fine. She's allowed. As long as it doesn't bother her, it's fine. This one. Okay. Seven of Wands inverted. Okay, I've talked about this card at length before. I love this card. It's not... when it's inverted, it's a little less fun. So it's a really high energy card, right? Like, I'll put it upright just so you can see the art for a second. Obviously, Wands being fire. Sevens just... Sevens are kind of the most... They're not the most chaotic. To me, that's fives. I've talked about that before. But, like, there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of, like, especially in this one, there's a lot of like organizational power kind of put behind this guy in front trying to like pull everything together and lead everyone onward into this like this gives the vibe of like, there it focuses. This gives the same kind of energy as like, oh, and it's zooming into his face. Didn't think about the camera doing that. Sorry, that's just really funny. So he's in this like rallying cry as everybody's about to head out on some dramatic mission of some sort or other. So the fact that it is inverted for you does feel maybe the energy's not there yet. Like you've got like this is not I'm juggling a bunch of stuff. This is one big thing you've probably been putting off is what it feels like. And that's fine. You don't need to run out guns blazing, but you're going to have a much better time with it if you can, like, it's fine if you put it off, but when you decide to start and go. Like, it's the vibe is don't do it half-assed. Like, if you're going to do it, just do it. Cool. It's not even that it's that hard to do. It's just one of those things that like you need to motivate yourself to do it. No one else is gonna like do this particular thing for you. Cool. Okay, I got you. Yeah. No worries. So I think we're down to lid, right? There wasn't anybody else in between, and then we'll have Christina after that. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. All right. One more. There we go. Okay. One card for lid, please. Why did that feel weird? Okay, we're just gonna move on. It's fine. If that was the card, it's fine. It'll come up again in a second. Okay. It's this one. Sorry. Two of Pentacles inverted. I know a lot of us are, especially everybody who has kids or anybody who's like dealing with, like a lot of people are in the same spot waiting for the school year to end. That does feel... I'm not necessarily saying that that's what this one's about. This feels different for you, but it is just funny that the same card came up again, because it always is funny when that happens. It wasn't inverted the first time. Did you get this card for yourself or something? But yeah, it's less... Oh. This is subconscious stuff, girlie. It did tickle me. This is all like fully internal of like internal resource management. It's like the way that like obviously usually when pentacles come up there's something to reference like work or money or something like that, but generally speaking, it was the laugh during the shuffle. Gotcha. I don't know what that was. It's fine. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Right, resource management. So the other thing about Pentacles, right, is that it's the element of Earth, and it is like the whole thing that we like want or need money for most of the time is gathering and distributing resources. So the fact that it's inverted in this case, is all about that like internal work. I know, and I also, again, I just know this about you the last time that we talked and the last reading that we did. There's been a lot of stuff that you've been juggling internally, but this is not your grand spiritual stuff, right? This is not your really heavy, like, oh, I need to figure out this and I need to do that. And this is like your actual real life, like things that you deal with every day, we all sort of interact with our spiritual stuff every day, more or less, but it's not about that. This is like the way that you're feeling about your everyday life and having like some kind of conflicted feelings and emotions around that. The call is coming from inside the house. Yeah, basically. So that's all it is. It's just one of those things. Like, I'm not saying you have to resolve it right now, but I am saying that's the card that you have right now. So real life does kind of stink, but we can't avoid it, and we don't want to do the spiritual bypassing thing because that's not going to help, right? So it's just that, like, whatever you're struggling with right now, it's okay that you're struggling with it. Let it wash. Figure it out however you need to figure it out. And this is one of those, like, I'm kind of like mediumship getting this, but I'm also kind of like just real life person to person advice is the like ask for help if you need it, right? Like in this case, that's what the ship feels like. The ship feels like incoming help that like you haven't asked for yet. So confused how? I shall attempt to explain. Whose candle just popped? I'm not a big believer in the like the candle popped, the gods are angry. I don't think that's true, but it was just funny timing. You get it? Okay. Excellent. Cool. Hope that works out for you, Lid. All right, and so we are down to Christina, number the 2nd. Yeah. So, Christina, I do, because I haven't done a reading for you before, just give me a quick, like, yes or something in the chat of your general consent to the energy stuff. I'm just going to be shuffling for a second. Guides be guiding. Guides always be guiding. It is true. Part of the energy and the laugh while I was shuffling and everything was like, was Ron. he was being the pushy one, and he was like, in your case specifically, he was like, let me talk. And I'm like, I'm trying. How about you talk instead of yelling at me to let you talk? That was kind of the vibe, so that's why I was laughing. Oh, guides. Whew, I'm hot. I'm not tired, but I'm hot. Once again, partially having to do with the darling kitten on my lap. Okay, cool. All right, let's tune in. Your energy is lovely. You've got that. I'm gonna say that's your main guide. I don't know if that's your main guide or not, but she is strong. She's got such a clear energy. That's awesome. Okay. Okay, one card for Christina, please. This one. Okay, great. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. We do love a Seven of Pentacles. In contrast to, I think part of what I was struggling with earlier when I was talking about the Seven and how they are really high energy and have a lot of like organizational sort of kick to them, is kind of like this, right? Like it's a natural structural abundance in the case of a Seven of Pentacles. So it almost feels like, is it this or is it? Oh, okay, that's right. Duh. It's harvest time for you right now. Like, you've got a lot of, like, I can just see sort of some of the basic structure of what's behind you and like what you've done previously. You've done a ton of work. Like, you've planted a ton of seeds and you've literally you've done so much nurturing. It feels like it's been a minute since you've really pulled out, like, it's not exactly the message of like do something good for yourself. It's the like, there are things that you already have access to that will help you more, that you just need to make use of, and like skills that you've already developed and stuff that like you've already put out so much stuff that it's time to like use some of those tools that you've got that may have fallen by the wayside, that'll give you a slightly different perspective and really help you like take in what you've like take back some of that energy that you've already put out, and that's done its time and is now like ready to come back to you. Does that feel good? Because that's what I'm getting. Yeah, they rotate. Yeah, she's tall. She's really like, there's something about her. She's really cool. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut the connection off, but if you do have a question, let me know and I'll try and answer it, but that should be good. That feels good. That feels pretty solid. Okay. Why are we asking Lid what timeline we're on? Did I miss something? Is Lid the keeper of the timelines? Okay, I'm gonna right in the feels. Well, I hope it works out well for you. I hope it's in the feels in a pretty good way. I know how the feels factor in and how intense that can be sometimes. But okay, I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Goodbye, card. Okay, good. I'm glad. I do love. I was like, I'm gonna start clearing my cards and putting them away, and the card that comes like tumbling out, like head over heels. It was truly. It was like it's upright, it's inverted, it's upright, it's inverted. So I'm gonna pull it out upright. But the sun, just general good positive vibe for all of us. Also, I do have Apollo's candle lit. And I haven't said his name yet in this live, so maybe Apollo just wanted attention. But I'm gonna take this as just like general positive outlook for everybody who's here and gotten a reading and everything. I'm just like, we're doing okay, guys. We're doing okay. So I need that, so I'm gonna take that. I'm claiming the shit out of that one. All right, of course, happy to do it. Hey, I ain't saying nothing about Lid's higher self stuff on live, but I'm just saying, could be, I don't know. We've only had short conversations with her, but could be, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. Nice. Okay. Matt has spoken, indeed. Okay. Cards feel good and solid. And I know we've just had a whole 20-30 minutes of card divination, but as is tradition, we're going to finish off the live with our bibliomancy moment. So, Dao De Ching, my favorite. I know, Christine, I don't think you've ever been here before, right? But, so I'll just give you a quick rundown. I am not strictly a Taoist, but I do love this book. I read this book first in, like, high school. It's one of the first things that got me really, like, into and feeling spirituality and, like, understanding how, like, spirituality and philosophy kind of work and what happens in all of this stuff. So, I love this book. I use it for bibliomancy all the time to just give us a sort of general message for the next few days up to the next week until the next live. Just to give us something to think about and hopefully look forward to, if not work on, and just ponder and roll around in our little brains. So, the answer sheet sometimes is for previous work. Yeah. Yes, Lid, that is what I was referring to. I didn't want to out you on live, but that is what I was referring to. Okay. I'm already pretty grounded. I'm gonna ceremonially ground down for a second, and then we'll do everybody who wants in. Give a general energetic confirmation that you want in. Again, everybody who's in this chat right now has been read for and already given their consent, so I think we're good for today. But I'm gonna tune in and find our passage for the week. Okay. This almost feels like it should have been last week. Sorry. Okay. So this is passage 75 out of the Tao Te Ching. People are hungry. When rulers tax grain, people are hungry. People are rebellious. When rulers are active, people are rebellious. People ignore death. When searching only for life's bounty, people ignore death. Only those who don't strive after life truly respect life. Ouch. So there's definitely there's a hinge, there's a tint of just general reference to government and how people behave and all of that stuff in the Tao Te Ching. That hits. People are hungry. When rulers tax grain, people are hungry. People are rebellious when rulers are active, making massive changes all the time. And people are rebellious. People ignore death. When searching only for life's bounty, people ignore death. Only those who don't strive after life truly respect life. Live your life. Help your people. Don't be a dick. And don't do what's happening in the American government right now. Yay! I was hoping that was going to be more uplifting. Turns out the sun card was our uplifting moment for the day, and we just get the gripping realities of philosophy and the ideas behind rulership. Passage 75. Yeah. Ouch. Hey, this is where we're at. I said at the beginning of the live, the energy's crazy right now. And it continues to be. That's just where we're at. I'm like actually keeping the bookmark in the page because I'm like, we're just gonna have to sit with that one for another minute after the live is done. It is that kind of week. I have no idea what they could be talking about. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you know more? No, you haven't told me that. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright. With that, we're gonna call it for this week. Same time, same place next week, Thursday, 8:30-ish Eastern. Thank you guys for joining me. Thanks to our new friend for coming along. Nice to meet you, Christina. Whew. I hope everybody can finish out this week with a little bit of peace, a little bit of grace, a little bit of optimism, hopefully, for like we can only handle what we can handle, and we're all doing our best. So let's just keep doing that, shall we? That's what I'm doing. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.